Hey, what's up guys? I am super excited for this next video. We got the chickens right around me. The cats are doing their own thing. But in this video, I'm going to be going through what we have planted. So on this hilltop, we had some trees here that we unfortunately had to chop down. They were kind of dying in the middle, and we didn't want them falling either on our driveway or falling on the house. So we just ended up chopping them down, and we actually planted a bunch more trees in their place. So we're kind of working on growing those, but I'm going to go through what we have. And I'm super excited to show you guys. I'm curious to see what you guys think. So right here, we got blueberry. And we have, let me see how many we got. We got 5 blueberry bushes planted, and we got the chickens going through here. But you can kind of see each blueberry bush. Here's another one. And there's 3 more right here in a triangle. And we tried to keep the garden kind of linear. So we have 2 rows coming up. And that blueberry is the start of the 3rd row. So we're going to have that going up as well. But we're kind of just, well, we need more trees to plant. So we have 2 more. I'm going to plant those, but I just need more time to plant them because it takes forever to dig through this stuff. The soil is, well, hasn't been planted in, so it's kind of tough to dig, but we're going to work on it. So here, I mix up these 2 trees all the time, but I believe this is a hazelnut tree, and it's growing phenomenally. When we got this tree, it was only, it was like maybe 6 inches to a foot tall. So it's grown almost 4 feet. So it's doing really great. And they were the smaller trees that we've got. They're really young, so we weren't expecting too much. This is a chestnut. At least I think it's a chestnut. I gotta look at the labels again to make sure we got the right trees, but it's growing phenomenally as well. It was only around the same height as the other tree, and we have them protected kind of from chickens and any other things that want to eat this stuff, like deer, because right down there is an open field where we have deer walking around usually. We didn't do any type of fencing for these blueberries, which I kind of regret, because we had the chicken basically nibble on all the blueberries that we had, so we didn't pick any blueberries this year. But next year, hopefully, we'll either put up fencing, or we'll maybe just fence up this entire area here, just so the chickens can't go up that way, because there's a lot of land moving down there, so they could just graze all along there and go down the hill from there. They don't really need to be up here where it's kind of like our backyard. Right here we got a persimmon, and this one was pretty badly diseased when we got it. The leaves were folded. It was kind of like the last persimmon plant they had, but we really wanted the persimmon. So we treated it with some medicine, tried to keep it healthy, and right now it's looking much better than it did. Still has some issues, still some bug issues and stuff too. I believe it had a fungus of sorts too, but we got that treated to some degree. Here's the next tree, and I gotta look which one this one was. It's a Santa Rosa. I want to say this is a Santa Rosa plum. I think that's what this one was. This one was also diseased. Actually, all the trees were diseased at some point. We kind of ended up nursing them back to life. But this one now, I don't know if you can see that. Let me move out of here. These leaves are, some of them are pretty rough condition. Trying to focus in on that. They're in pretty rough condition, with just a bunch of holes, and I believe they're from Japanese beetles. So this is the only one that's being really badly attacked by Japanese beetles. So hopefully we'll either have some kind of treatment for it or something just to get rid of those. But this one too is also attacked by Japanese beetles. Not as much for sure, but it's got holes all over. And this one is an apricot. So this is awesome. This is an apricot. We have more of this stuff protecting our chickens from hawks, hopefully at least. But so far the hawk keeps visiting. Right here, this is my favorite, peach. And this one also was diseased. Like I said, all the trees had a disease at some point. But it's doing much better now. It's got some newer leaves coming out. And I mean, it's kind of the end of the season as well, so it's dropped a few leaves. But it had, I believe it had a combination of diseases. It had like rust, and it had some other fungus. I think the leaves started having, I don't know what they call it, but it's like a growth syndrome where the leaves kind of just fold. So like most of these leaves were folded like that. And once they folded, they all just fell to the ground, which is kind of odd, but we're kind of new to trees. So if you guys know what disease that was specifically, and I don't know if this tree is still infected with it, but it's looking better. Let us know down below in the comments. We'd like to know what kind of disease that might have had. Here is an apple, and this one is currently covered in bees, so I'm not gonna get too close to it. But this is a golden sentinel apple apparently, and you can see there's one apple there, but it's currently being chewed on by wasps, I guess. And they have a hole there, and there's just a bunch of wasps in there, so I'm not gonna get too close to them. But we got two nice apples in really nice condition, so probably gonna pick those soon. We actually had 5 apples on here, but we had our baby brother keep going in and picking one every time he was hungry, so we only got 2 left, and hopefully we'll keep those 2 so we could cut them up, and everyone else could try them out and see what we think. This is a really tall tree. It's like 8 feet tall. It's a Bartlett pear. And all these trees, by the way, they're still, they've only been planted here for less than a year, so they're still adjusting to the soil and stuff. This one, you could see it's still got, I believe that's called rust. It's still diseased to some degree, and it looks a lot more yellower in the video. I mean, it's not that yellow. I'm trying to see if I could focus, and it's not wanting to focus. It's a lot yellower in the video, but really not much leaves left on there, so I don't know if we're gonna if that's gonna make it through the winter. And we're gonna be we're gonna be trimming all these trees, by the way. There's the cats. Here we got a dwarf Fuji apple. This one I think had some apples as well on it, but once it was transplanted, all the apples fell, which is we're fine with. We're not expecting to harvest anything out of them right away, but it was kind of cool to see apples on them when we first got it, but they they fell off. This one, Honeycrisp apple. This one's doing much better since it was diseased as well. It's a lot greener leaves, and it's just doing much better in general. There's not too many leaves left anymore either, because we got winter coming in, and it's getting colder, a little bit shorter days too, so they'll probably come back pretty strong next year. This is a pink lady apple, and this one has some kind of new disease now. You can kind of see there, it's got almost like these burning spots on them, which is really odd. So I don't know if you guys know what this disease is. Please let us know. We do try to do research on this, but the fruit trees are to some degree on their own. We did apply some copper fungicide. I think another type of I guess medicine in a sort, just to keep it from being so diseased. But it's definitely helped some of them. Like this apple tree is doing really good, and we have a couple that are doing really good as well. But most of them came with their own diseases, and they all started spreading diseases as well. And probably shouldn't be touching every single one, and probably helping with the transmitting of diseases. But we're gonna be kind of spraying them down before winter, just to make sure that they're gonna make it through the winter as well. Here's the chestnut again, hazelnut, and there's two more trees, or I guess you'd call them bushes rather, kind of like the blueberries. Let me go down to those. These are my favorite, but I don't think their location is really that friendly to them, because it's doesn't really hold water well, which is kind of odd. But it's a fig, and the leaves have turned yellow already, and we're gonna be covering this fig because figs are, I don't believe they're native to here, and they're not. They may be native. Some versions are native, but this one is not really meant for our climate zone. They have them a little bit further down, like towards New Jersey. They have a bunch of figs, and we actually had a fig in our other house there. But we moved here now, so we planted our own. So yeah, those are all our fruit trees, and we're really excited to see what they look like next year once they're all grown and ready to harvest stuff. We'll probably do a video for those apples there, the two apples, just picking them and cutting them. And yeah, that was a overview of our fruit trees. We're really excited to see how they turn out, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Join us on our kind of journey with our new house, and what we're doing aside from trailers, because we're still building trailers. You can see there's our purple one, but we want to show you guys everything else that we're doing, and this is one of those things. So really beautiful blueberry. If you guys like these videos, like and subscribe. Subscribing will definitely help us out. We want to reach 10,000 subscribers, and ultimately we'll set higher goals as well. But we're working on 10,000 at the moment, and we love all you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and gonna see you guys in the next video. We might do something pretty unique in the next video if everything works out. Got the cats here, so stick around for that, and I'll see you guys then.